Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was it seeing your film for the first time with an
It's
audience?
very strange, but with a different language. But it's great. I enjoy it.
Thank you so much. So we're going to have a chance to talk a little bit with Maria Paz. Of course, one of the things I want to know is why you decided to go along. Why did you decide to incorporate musical numbers into this film?
Okay. Uh, it was kind of how do you say intuition, no? It was intuition. Okay. Yeah, because I really know this amazing world of migrants in Chile, and it was super powerful. It was super colorful, and it wasn't gray, no. And for me, it was really important to transmit that kind of emotions, you know. So I was looking for something very special for the identity of the migrants. So the music and the food, and there's have very special things with the identity, you know. And the music was super important for them. So I will really want to transmit that. I think it's okay.
No, it's perfect. Your English is perfect.
I'm trying to. Okay.
No, that's yeah. That is interesting. Um, so why did you like? Yeah, this story about migration. Your work with
Magali
Mariali
Solier.
Magali Solier.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting to bring because you hear Lina from Lima and everybody's like, oh, it's a Peruvian film. I'm like, no,
Everybody thinks that I'm Peruvian.
exactly.
And I'm
And
Chilean.
was there something about the Peruvian culture, or is it just because there's many Peruvians in Lima and sorry in Santiago? Why did you choose a Lina from Lima? What was the attraction there?
Yeah, well, the last 10 years in Chile, there was a very big, the immigration was a very big issue. No, there's a lot of Venezuelans. How do you say that? Venezuelans and Haitians and Peruvians. Peruvians is the biggest community. Maybe I'm not sure now, but until 2 years ago it was no. But so I really want to try to rediscover this world because it was all the time very sad, and it was all the characters was super, how do you say, dominate by the tragedy. So I think when someone goes to another place, have a very powerful thing inside. And for me, it was really interesting to trying to find or try to build a character who could take some decisions in some way, and maybe not the best decision that they could do, but they're trying to do things different. No, so I was trying to find what happened in that space, no, in this emotional space, maybe, no. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
my English is not very good. Jeez,
It's very good.
sorry.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things people say that they love that Lina has agency. So which is you just described. Agencia que tiene.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That was really important for me. For me, it's a very powerful character. When I make a very long research as a documentary, no, so I talk with so many women, and we really found the same uh, kind of feeling, no, very strong woman who really wants to do something, but they don't really know what, and they want to rediscover herself far away home. So everyone was trying to do something different, and for me that was an inspiration. For example, Betty, who was the cousin of Lina, for me she was the real inspiration for the film. She works in Chile, she lives in Chile from 10 years old, okay, okay. And she always talked to me, and she said, for me it's very difficult to return for Christmas because everybody think that I'm an Papa Noel, you say. So everybody wants to, yeah, let's go to eat, and 12 people coming with for the dinner, and she has to pay everything because everything was thinking that she was rich, completely rich. So she said, okay, for me it's easier to go to Miami for 2 weeks, and it's even that is more, it's less expensive, you know. So I think, wow, this is very, yeah, there is something very problematic there. Huh? Yeah.
Thank you. Do you have some questions from the audience? Yes, right here. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I think you said that you took a lot of inspiration from your lead actress, or was it from the person who inspired the story?
Yeah.
And I want to know exactly how that played, because she's a major star, it seems. She has a lot of experience
Yeah.
as an actress, as a singer, as a performer.
Yeah.
Was she someone that you knew before this work together?
Uh, I was a little bit scared about who should make this role, you know. I was scared about Magali Solier because she was so beautiful and she was so intense. So I said, okay, maybe this is not she don't look like a real immigrant, you know. But at the same time, when I know her, it was super difficult to find an actress because the age and because of the it was difficult because she was in all the shots of the film, you know. So it's very difficult to find a natural character who can do that. So yeah, yeah, thanks. And when I met her, it was really I knew that she was Lina, you know, because she was a worker. She works far away home all the time. She called with her mother, and she was fighting with her mother because of the kids, you know. And okay, she know more than me about the character, you know. So I have to erase a lot of line of my screenplay in the editing. So say, okay, we don't need this. She's just looking around, and that's enough. Okay, she's very intense, and she can transmit all this interior world. It's okay. Yeah. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah. So when I met her, okay, I said, okay, she's Lina, you know? And I can't imagine this film without her. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, she's wonderful. Thank you. A question here, and you had. I'll get to you next. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe they can come with
yes.
me.
Thank you.
Benjamin, please, and
¿Dónde están?
Giancarlo.
Giancarlo's right here.
Ah,
Thank
come
you.
on.
Yes.
They should come with
Thank you.
me.
Welcome.
Hey, he's Giancarlo, my producer, and Benjamin, the cinematographer of the film. We work a lot together.
Bravo.
So,
So we have a question over here. Go ahead.
I wanted to know what was the decision behind making that particular song that was in Quechua?
yeah.
What was the decision behind that?
Well, that song was made by Magali, yeah, and she made that song. She speaks Quechua. That's his original language. So she felt really comfortable with this language. We were talking about how you can when you want to do when you want to quieres dar un paso y no puedes, when you want to go okay, yeah, and you don't, and she was okay, I have it, and she just do it in 1 second. It was amazing. And yeah, it was very natural. I think this was the most easier musical of this because it was just her, you know, thinking how she can feel in that kind of situation. She put in the character, she became in the character, so she was working like that. Yes.
Yeah, we have a question at the back. I'll get to you next. Go ahead
Okay.
at the back.
Yeah, it's very
Right.
strange.
Right. The questions about if you all heard about the film's a Latin American film, very embedded in Latin American culture, and showing it for the first time here at a North American film festival.
Yeah, it was great. I think here is looks a little more dramatic, maybe. Yeah, and that's good. um, I was thinking that for me, this is a universal story. Maybe you can find migrants in everywhere, And I think this is about this language, but maybe the film it could be in another language. For me, it's a universal thing. No, you want to say something about? Yeah.
Giancarlo, any
I'm
thoughts?
I'm emotion. I'm moved.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I mean, it's true that there's something very funny, but at the same time very dramatic about the character because it's so real and it's so erratic, and at the same time you can relate with her, and there's something very Latin American about it. Is how close can you get to someone that actually raises you or is with you all day, and at the end you realize that it's just not part of your family. And so I put also myself into the girl's position, and how unfair society can be, and how you can dream about doing many things and about being free, and but at the end you have a social circle or a social system that will always
Yeah.
keep you on a role that is predisposed by where you were born
Yeah.
or how you were born.
Yeah.
And that moves me a lot because at the end I mean, Latin American, we all went through that, the extreme difference between this house in the middle of nowhere and this city in the middle of everywhere with everyone. And so the film like it brings me a lot of memories about how you have to deal with these very unequal and extreme worlds in Latin American countries.
Thank you, Giancarlo.
We had a question here at the front. Yeah.
Yeah. This is for you. Uh, yeah. What do you think about? Yeah.
I mean, the thing about the music is that for many years the script
Not
just
many
said
years.
musical. So it had one
Musical
scene
episode.
and then musical episode, then another scene. So I said, okay, I mean, we're gonna write a song, and then like less than a year before the shooting, we said, yeah, Magali Solia, yeah, of course, great, great, great. And then Maria Paz said, you know, she's a singer. I said, oh, really? Good. They said, so you know, you want to do some musicals? And I said, yeah, I mean, it's just a song. And then I realized that no, they were like musical sequences. So then I got this guy that was very mad because he wanted to have more days of shooting, and I said no. So then, how was it?
Yeah, we spent like 1 day for each musical.
Maybe less.
Yeah, so we at the end it was like we didn't have much time for the narrative sequence.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, it was nice to spend some time on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, especially because no one knew how to do a musical.
Yeah.
Except for Maria Paz's
No,
husband,
me
who is a
neither,
musician.
Me neither. Yeah, it was very difficult to do because we don't really know how to do it. We were thinking that it was like a video clip, but it's not exactly.
And
we
no
don't
one
have
ever did a video clip anyway.
anywhere. Yeah, of course.
Magali, I mean,
very-
Jose, Maria Paz's husband, who's a musician, Maria Paz, Magali, and Cali, who is Magali's musical producer and agent. So there were 4 of them.
Yeah,
And if you see, each song is a different Peruvian kind of music.
Yeah.
So you have every kind of music in Peru, and you even have the Toribianitos, who are huge stars of Christmas
Peruvian
carols.
music. Yeah. Perfect.
Huge stars.
I love it. It's great. It's amazing.
Okay.
We have a question here. I'll get to you next. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, about the transition, yeah, we were like we tried to work a lot around the transition,
Yeah, we try.
but at the end we don't see much transition
No,
on
much, not too
one
much.
word to another. But for sure, yeah, we had like because for the beginning it was like a very like social movie around immigration and how to treat that without being too dark or too so yeah, the idea of the folklore of Peruvian also songs and so yeah, we we tried to bring a lot of colors around and it yeah, I don't know what
Yeah, it was very different world, the interior world of the character and what she was around, was like las cosas que estaba rodeada, ¿no?
What she was surrounded
Ah,
by.
yeah. And one world was a little bit maybe gray or green, I don't know. And it was full of plastic and little object, the telephone. The telephone is like her best friend, no? You know,
Yeah.
it's like very important for her. And she has a just object, you know. The problem with the pool is very absurd, you know. How could this happen, you know? She's trying to spend some time and she's okay, she's la ruina. She
ruins the
yeah,
pool.
yeah, she ruins the pool. So she was full of object and his inner world, it's full of color and it's full of life, but at the same time it's full of contradictions because there is a family. You can see the family talking with the instrument, the father and the son. Was he discovered in the editing, so so it okay. It was very weird, full of contradiction, and she's singing something about her own life, but at the same time it's very universal story. I don't know. It's I don't want to make a very, how to say, como de una historia muy evidente de lo que pasaba en su vida. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to make something very. I don't know if it's something rare, but it's something evident. You know, evident about it was about this specific moment. You know, it was more about it's like kind of what's happened to someone who can be in that position, you know, at that moment of the story. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
We had a question over here. Okay.
Ah, great.
So we have a question here. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you very much for this. My question is, if I were, and you don't know, because no one's seen this in Chile, is this film going to feel uncomfortable for people in Chile to watch?
I mean,
In
but
which sense?
there is one thing about the film.
Okay.
Is that I feel uncomfortable sometimes. I feel uncomfortable with the fact that we let her dream, we let her be nice, we let her liberate herself, we let her be a mom of another girl, we let her not be a mom, or we let her like sacrifice her motherhood just to go to Chile and do something. But at the same time, at the end, what does it change? Nothing.
Nothing. Yes.
And it's just there's a wall between the two worlds that she goes back and forth. But it's just something that she has no place in the other world. But she deserves it, but she doesn't has it. And then you have the outer world, which is Peru, where probably his family thinks she's rich, because for every Peruvian going to Chile is like, okay, no, you're rich. But no, on the contrary, I mean, they just take everything they have and they send it back to Peru. And I've heard those stories many times, not even Peru. I mean, in Philippines, I mean, many countries where just mothers just go away and they just don't see their sons for like 10 years or 8 years. So, of course, it has very bright things, but I guess there's a lot of Claras of the little kids, and there's a lot of Magalis, and there's a lot of Betty, who's the cousin. There's a lot of fathers. You know, at some moment, we all have at least one part of our life that gets related to this system. Yeah, va.
No, you say perfectly.
Thank you. Do we have any final questions this evening? No? Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for coming from
Ah,
Chile,
thank you.
sharing the world premiere.
Thanks.
It's a good one.
Thank you.
I know. It's very
Thank you.
special. Thank you so much.
Ah,
Thank you.
thanks. Thanks a lot.